What's up, world? It's your girl FJ Farron coming to you live and direct. Look, I'm just getting back from my I Am conference in Dallas with I Am Academy, Mastery Academy, and oh my gosh, man, it was life changing. I'm so excited. And I've made the decision to actually start to give back more value to you guys. As you can hear, my voice is gone. I've been screaming all weekend in excitement for people changing their own lives and excitement for my future and where I know I'm going and how many people that I know in the next 52 weeks that I'm going to help become free and I'm going to have a part of, you know what I'm saying, people's testimonies and just the excitement of seeing people reach their dreams, reach their goals, reach their aspirations, and reach levels that they never even thought was possible. I'm super excited. So, what I decided to do, like I said on my last video, I've been doing a lot of personal growth and self development. And you know, I am part of a wealth creation movement. I am a part of a movement that's making a lot of people a lot of money. But the main key component in any type of success is spiritual success. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this book that I read recently. I just finished maybe a little bit over a month ago, maybe a couple of months ago. It's called The 100 Absolutely Unbreakable Laws of Business Success. And it's by Mr. Brian Tracy himself. And what I'm going to do for you guys to add a lot of value to start to give back from, you know what I'm saying, my mentors and what I've been learning, I want to be able to give that back. You know, so I've received it and I see it working in my life and I see it helping me and the people around me. So I want to start to give back to, you know, everybody else in the collective that's on the same type of path and journey as me, to financial freedom, to time freedom, to freedom from the system, and just to be able to really, truly, and honestly live your life on your terms. Do what you're passionate about every day. If you love to help people, go help people. If you love to work in computers and IT, go work in computers and IT. If you love to work with kids, go work with kids, right? But the point is that you're not worried about money anymore. We have to get money out of the way. That's the only way that we're really, truly, honestly ever going to be free is if we're not worried about paying bills. The bills should already be paying themselves. Your smartphone in 2019, your phone should be paying for itself. Your phone should be paying for your electric bill. Your phone should be paying for your water and your gas bills. Your phone should be paying for your food. You know, we have to start getting into a new mindset shift. And I think the best way to start is, like I said, with spiritual, because it's the unbreakable laws of business. But you're going to see once we get into it, how really spiritual it is. It's really amazing. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So I'm just going to get right into it. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna start in the preface and the beginning little chapters leading up to chapter one, so you kind of know, just in case you don't, who Brian Tracy is and what this book is all about. So here we go. Let me flip the camera around. Oh, it's not gonna let me flip the camera around. Okay, so that's cool. Hold on. Okay, so it's not gonna work quite like I thought, right? I definitely wanted you guys to be able to turn around. I wanted to be able to turn the camera around so you guys could see what I was reading along with me. But you know, it's cool. We're not gonna let that stop the show. We're not gonna let that stop nothing, okay? I am gonna show you guys this too, though, because I'm an avid reader, and like I said, I've been doing a lot of personal growth and self-development. Like, if you ask me how much I intake on a daily basis, it's probably honestly gonna blow your mind, because I'm indulged in bettering myself so I can be out here and helping people understand what their path is in life and how to really reach their goals and dreams for themselves. I have to be in tune and I have to be grounded. So I'm just really deep into this. So this is an amazing book right here, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. This is an amazing, amazing, amazing book. If you're on the path to success, like I said, it's 90% spiritual in whatever you're doing. This is another great one that I'm getting through. I'll be done with this week. It says Russell Simmons, Success Through Stillness. Look, I just started reading this one last week. Don't judge me. But that was just about meditation. And I really want to be able to get into meditation. So, but the book that we're focusing on today, and I'll be dropping some other books on you because I read a lot of great books, honestly. The book that we're going to be focusing on for actually the next 100 days in a row, you can hold me to this. We're going to be doing a video every day so I can get as much of this information out to you as possible. So the book of the next 100 days is Brian Tracy's 100 absolutely unbreakable laws of business success. Okay? So, preface. Once upon a time, I set out on a lifelong journey to find out why the world works the way it does. Like many people in this journey, I found my way into sales, then management, and eventually entrepreneurship and business building. Over time, I began to notice consistent and predictable patterns and principles that seem to accompany all business success. Listing and explaining them is the purpose of this book. My mission in life has been the same for more than 25 years. It is to liberate individual potential by giving people ideas and strategies they can use to get more of the benefits and rewards they want faster than they would without these ideas. I believe that life is the most precious and wonderful of all gifts. With this belief, I have been driven for years to find ways to reduce the amount of life you need to spend to achieve the material and non-material goals you set for yourself. Thus, this book on the laws of business success has been written. The book is written specifically for people working in the business world who want to maximize their personal potentials and get the greatest quality and quantity of business results possible in exchange for the hours, weeks, months, and years of their precious lives that they invest into their careers. Any one of these laws can save you months and even years of hard work if you have not been living and working consistent with it up to now. And each of these laws is indispensable to realizing your full potential. The consistent violation of any one of these laws can cost you months and even years of frustration and underachievement. Here's a question for you. If you could earn 50,000 per year or 100,000 per year, all other things being equal, which would you choose? The answer is obvious. You would always prefer more to less for the same amount of time and effort. And the fact is that people living by these laws and practicing these principles earn far more in the same period of time than people who do not. These laws are similar to the laws of physics, the laws of mathematics, the laws of mechanics, or the laws of electricity. They are practical, proven laws that apply everywhere to success and business. They do not deal with health or home or love or balance or any of the great factors that make for happiness and personal fulfillment. This book does not attempt to address those issues, only the timeless principles of business success. The best news of all regarding business success is that nature is neutral. If you do what other successful people do, you will get the results that other successful people get. And if you don't, you won't. It's as simple as that. Some of these laws may seem simplistic or evident. Some repeat themselves in different ways in different categories. Don't be fooled into discounting or dismissing them on that account. Great success and mastery in any field always go to those who are brilliant on the basics. As you read, take a few moments with each law and honestly evaluate your own conduct and behavior with regard to that law. One insight or new idea that you did not have before can be all that it takes to change the direction of your life. How exciting is that? When you apply the 100 absolutely unbreakable laws of business success and you live your business life in harmony to them, you will gain a distinct advantage over those who do not. You will enjoy levels of success and satisfaction you may have never imagined possible. You will accomplish more in a few months or a few years than many people accomplish in a lifetime. Brian Tracy, Solana Beach, California, March 2000. About the author. Brian Tracy started at the bottom and worked his way up, one step at a time. He began his adult life uneducated, unskilled, and unemployed, living in his car and working at odd jobs as they came along. At an early age, he became intensely curious about the way things work, why things happen the way they do. As he worked and traveled, read, and spoke to people, he began to discover a certain regularity and predictability in human affairs. These insights changed the direction of his life and led ultimately to the laws and ideas in this book. Like a scientist or a researcher, he tested and applied each principle, comparing his conclusions with those of others. As he worked his way from job to job, from position to position, and eventually from failure to success, he used himself as a guinea pig to prove or disprove the validity of his discoveries. The cumulative effect of learning and applying these universal principles of success and achievement was exactly as he predicted. Today, Brian Tracy is one of the top business consultants in the United States and one of the most popular professional speakers in the world. He has worked with more than 500 companies of all sizes, including many of the Fortune 500. He speaks to more than 300,000 people each year worldwide on subjects of personal and corporate effectiveness. Brian Tracy has written 10 books, some of which have been translated into 12 languages. His video and audio learning programs are used worldwide to teach leadership, sales, personal success, and time management. In addition, he has traveled and worked in 80 countries on 5 continents. He has a master's degree in business and administration and is an avid reader in history, philosophy, economics, religion, metaphysics, and psychology. Brian has a wonderful way of synthesizing ideas and insights from several disciplines into practical strategies that work quickly and get fast results. He is the president of Brian Tracy International, a consulting and training organization based in Solana Beach, California. He's married with 4 children and is actively involved in his community. In this book, he shares with you and his many years of wisdom as distilled from his experience with people and companies across America and throughout the world. Introduction. Success is predictable. This is a wonderful time to be alive. There have never been more opportunities for more people to accomplish more of their goals, both personally and professionally, than exist today. And if anything, our situation is getting better and better with each passing year. Why is this happening? The simplest answer is that we know more today about how to achieve better results in more areas of business than we have ever known before. And this information, these ideas and insights are like water flowing everywhere to everyone who is open to them and willing to use them. The wonderful thing about information and ideas is that they are infinitely divisible. If you have an idea that can help me to be more effective in some part of my business and you share it with me, we are both enriched. If I then share this idea with someone else and that person shares it with someone else again, everyone who receives the new idea is better off. And knowledge is cumulative. Once it exists, it does not cease to exist. Because it becomes available to more and more people, it grows exponentially. Every new piece of knowledge reveals connections and interconnections with other areas of knowledge in self-reinforcing and accelerating patterns. Each breakthrough in knowledge creates new opportunities that expand and multiply as that knowledge is exploited. The driving force behind the explosion of knowledge and the expansion of technology is competition. This competition is more aggressive, determined, creative, and ruthless than ever before. And if anything, it will be even tougher in the months and years ahead. It has been said that business is war. Business, books, articles, and courses are filled with references to marketing warfare, guerrilla tactics, counterattacks, and other military terms. And these are all true with one important distinction: the nature of the type of war that's being fought. Military warfare is aimed at the conquest of people and territory. Business warfare is aimed at winning customers and marketing. Military combat aims at destruction and victory by the use of overwhelming force. Business competition aims at finding better, faster, and cheaper ways of pleasing customers and competitors with other companies that are trying to please the same customers. This business competition is fierce. Many of the finest minds and the most talented people who have ever lived are thinking and working day and night to find ways to satisfy customers with new and better products and services. The race is on. Only those who can learn and apply the very best ideas and methods faster than their competitors will survive. In The Winning Edge, the concept says small differences in ability can lead to enormous differences in results. Small differences in your own personal repertoire of knowledge and skills can lead to major differences in your income and achievements. Your aim throughout your career for yourself and your company should be to acquire and develop the winning edges in your field that can make all the difference between success and mediocrity. Today, strategies and techniques for achieving success at every level of business is in every activity of life and are more widely available and proliferating more rapidly than any other time in human history. And all we can benefit from these by seizing them and applying them to our lives. The purpose of this book is to share with you a system of the proven principles or laws that have been discovered and rediscovered, practiced and implemented by the most successful business people everywhere in every kind of organization, large and small, throughout the history of enterprise. The practice of these laws will give you the winning edge. When you know and understand these timeless truths, you will gain tremendous advantage over those who do not. When you organize your life and business according to these universal laws and principles, you can start, build, manage, or turn around a business or department faster and easier than perhaps you ever thought possible. The more you incorporate these principles into your daily thinking and decision making, the more effective you will become. You will attract and keep better people, produce and sell more and better products and services, control costs more intelligently, expand and grow more predictably, and increase your profits with greater consistency. Some of these laws may sound unusual or even controversial when you first read them. Nonetheless, they are timeless truths. They have always existed. They have always worked. They are natural laws. They are embodied in the universe. In the long run, they are inviolatable. Thomas Henry Huxley wrote in A Liberal Education, "The chessboard is the world. The pieces are the phenomena of the universe. The rules of the game are what we call the laws of nature. The player on the other side is hidden from us. We know that his play is always fair, just, and patient. But also we know, to our cost, that he never overlooks a mistake or makes the smallest allowance for ignorance." In the same way, these laws are neutral, neither positive or negative. They are indifferent to your personal beliefs, preferences, or desires. They have always existed in business and always will. As Jonathan Wolfgang van Goethe wrote, "Nature understands no jesting. She is always true, always severe. She is always right, and the errors and faults are always those of man. The man incapable of appreciating her she despises, and only to the apt, the pure, and the true does she resign herself and reveal her secrets." If you want to cook, you study cooking, and you follow the rules and principles regarding the combination of ingredients in preparation that have been found to work successfully in the past. You would not think to add or subtract key ingredients and expect the dish you're preparing to taste the same as if you followed the proven recipe. By the same token, you would not expect to achieve the same business results accomplished by successful business people by violating the essential laws and principles that they practice year after year. There is a story of a man who decides to commit suicide by jumping off a 30-story building. As he plunges towards the ground, someone leans out of the 15th-story window and shouts, "How's it going?" The man falls and shouts back, "So far, so good." Many people are living their lives with this kind of philosophy. So far, so good. They are violating natural laws and principles that apply to business life, sometimes knowingly and sometimes not. Nonetheless, those truths are immutable and sometimes unavoidable. You violate them at your peril. And even if you think you're escaping their consequences in the short term, you will ultimately pay the full price that they demand. The good news is that when you organize your life and your business activities around the 100 absolutely unbreakable laws of business success, you are virtually guaranteed to enjoy success and prosperity in your business activities. Just as you reap what you sow, when you put a good thing in, you get a good thing out. Perhaps the most important quality of successful business people is pragmatism. You are pragmatic when you are not necessarily concerned about the origins of an idea. You don't ask where it comes from or who thought of it first. You ask only one question: does it work? You are successful in business and in life to the degree to which you find out what works, then apply that principle wherever and whenever it is appropriate to get a particular result. This book is aimed at giving you ideas and strategies that have been proven over and over to work. Universal laws and principles are similar to telephone numbers in that if you dial the right number, you get through to the desired party. But even if you are brilliant, well educated, sincere, determined, and intelligent, if you dial the wrong number, you won't get through. Year after year, thousands of companies underperform or even go out of business because either key decision makers in those companies did not know the universal laws or they attempted to violate them and succeed anyway. Even more, hundreds of thousands and even millions of companies fail to achieve their true potential in sales and profitability every year because of their violation of one or more of these laws. Remember that ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you do not know the laws, you are not excused from obedience to them. Even if your violation of these laws and principles is unintentional, you will still pay the full penalty in failure, frustration, and underachievement. My own story. My background was not very inspiring. My family had never had any money, and I paid my own way with odd jobs from the age of 11. I left high school without graduating. After working at laboring jobs for some years, I stumbled into sales. I struggled selling for many, many months until I began asking the question that changed my life. Why is it that some people are more successful than others? The Bible says, "Seek and ye shall find. For all who seek, you findeth." When I began looking for the reasons why some people were doing better than I was, I began to find the answers everywhere. And when I applied the answers I found, I began to get the same results that other successful people were getting. There's a 10-90 rule in life. The rule says that the first 10% of the time that you invest finding out the underlying laws, principles, rules, and methods and techniques of successful action in any field will save you 90% of the time and effort required to achieve your goals in that area. Over the years, I have found that the smartest people are those who take the time to find out the rules of success in any area before they attempt to get results in that area. They do their homework in advance. In my 30s, I caught up on my formal education. I participated in an executive MBA program at a major university and received a master's degree in business and administration. I invested about 4,000 hours of my time studying business subjects and business principles. Over the years, I read hundreds of additional books and articles in search for the so-called secrets of success. When I was given an opportunity to build a sales force covering 6 countries, I asked the experts, read the books, listened to the audio programs, and attached the courses on recruiting and building sales organizations. Then I applied what I had learned and practiced and the laws and principles that seemed to be the most effective. In 1 year, I went from walking the streets, selling on straight commission, living from hand to mouth, to building a 95-person sales force covering 6 countries and generating millions of dollars per year in revenue. Later, when I got into real estate development, I followed the same procedure. I borrowed all the books the library had on real estate development and studied them long into the night. I spent hours with other real estate agents, developers, plying them with questions. Then I optioned a piece of land for $100, put together for the necessary financial analysis and proposal. I found a financial partner with the strength to underwrite the project and went on to build and completely lease out a $3 million shopping center in the next 12 months. When I began importing Japanese automobiles, I followed the same procedure. Within 1 year, I built a 65 dealer network through which I eventually sold more than $25 million worth of vehicles. When I became the chief operating officer at a $265 million development company, I applied to my position the proven, tested laws, principles, and techniques that I had gathered. I completely restaffed, reorganized, and refocused the company, turning it from confusion to profitability in less than a year. Business people began to hire me as a consultant and as a troubleshooter. In company after company, I used the same procedure. I immersed myself in the business until I had ascertained the underlying success principles of that industry or field, and then I applied them. As a result, I was able to save or make my clients millions of dollars time after time. I then began organizing those ideas and principles into talks and seminars for public and private audiences. Eventually, I created an entire series of seminars and training programs for individuals, businesses, and many of which have been recorded on video and audio. They are taught to be businesses across America and throughout the world in 20 languages and in 31 countries. The reason that these principles and the seminars and programs based on them are so successful is simple. They are built around practical, proven techniques that save people years of hard work in achieving the same results. My graduates have applied the ideas they have learned towards generating hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars of increased sales, reduced cost, or improved profits. Over the years, working with hundreds of businesses and thousands of business people, I have found that all successful, happy, dynamic, prosperous, and growing enterprises practice these principles consistently in virtually everything they do. And when you do the same things they do, you will begin almost immediately to get the same results. Most success in business can be easily explained by the consistent practice of these laws. Most failure can be explained by the violation or ignorance of these laws. When you align your activities with these universal principles, you will find yourself getting more and better results with less effort. You will be more relaxed and confident. You will be more optimistic and cheerful. You will be more efficient and effective. Instead of working yourself into a state of exhaustion only to feel frustrated and overwhelmed, you will go through enormous quantities of work quickly and easily and get far better results than other people who may be working twice as hard. There is a simple analogy for the use of these principles that I sometimes share with my seminar audiences. I ask the question, if you purchased a treadmill and took it home, what would determine how much benefit you got from that treadmill? Quite quickly, the business people in my audiences replied that the amount of benefit they will receive from a treadmill would be in direct proportion to how often they used it and how long they stayed on it each time. Here's the point. There is never any question of whether or not the treadmill would help make a person fitter and healthier. Everyone knows this is a given. The treadmill is tested and proven device for physical fitness. This has long since been settled. It is the same when you begin to use these tested and proven laws and principles in your own business life. The question is not whether or not they will work. The question is how faithfully and consistently you can apply them to your activities. And like a treadmill, the more often and the more consistently you apply these laws, the better they will work and the greater and easier results you will achieve. One final point before we begin. The most common quality of successful people is that they are intensely action oriented. They are proactive rather than reactive. They take initiative. When they hear a good idea, they act on it immediately. By taking action quickly, they immediately get feedback that enables them to self-correct and move ahead. They then learn and grow from every experience, and they keep trying new things. When you see a good idea in the pages that are ahead that you can apply to your work, resolve to take action on it immediately. Don't delay. One decisive action or decision to do something different can change your whole life. The only question that should concern you is, does it work? And these ideas work. They work virtually everywhere, under virtually all circumstances in our business system. And the more you use them, the better they will work for you. The more you align your life with these laws and principles, the happier and the more successful you will be. There are no limits. So really quickly, before I close out, because I don't want to take too much time, right? Because this is only the preface. This is only just the beginning. I just want to give you guys a taste of what's to come over these next 100 days. So the first chapter is the laws of life, which are the law of cause and effect, the law of belief, the law of expectations, the law of attraction, and the law of correspondence. So we're going to get started on the laws of life tomorrow. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Much gratitude, much love. Look, sleepers for suckers. I'm telling you, when I say I just walked in the door to get back from Dallas, I said I had to get this video done tonight. So that's what I did. I got it done. No sleep gang. World A Traders, Trade Nation. It's all our time, right? It's all gonna make sense in London. I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.